Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I couldn't be more excited to show you a world's first appearance of a brand new leather. This is a leather called Brown Cypress from Horween Leather Company. We had this leather made specially for us here at Ashland, and it's designed around our wallet styles. So we're going to start off first by looking at this Johnny the Fox. We also have one of every one of our wallet types available right now on the website. So Johnny the Fox first here, our most popular wallet style in that Brown Cypress leather. This is a very rich and waxy leather. It's sort of like a combination between the Dublin leather that Horween makes as well as their Latigo leather. So you get this very intense grain character, very natural looking leather, and has a very nice color depth to it as well, which is different than the Latigo leather, and that's because of the wax that has been applied to the grain. So you see, as I flex the leather and pull up from underneath it, we're mobilizing and displacing the waxes that were finished onto that grain, and we're revealing a little bit of these lighter undertones. So let's take a look at the Johnny the Fox here. Really beautiful brown shade, this Brown Cypress. We also have a nice matching edge, and then the inside we have this custom made for us as well. A little bit thinner leather for the interiors of the Johnny the Fox. Up next is the Capone money clip, also in this brand new Brown Cypress leather, and I really am loving the grain character on this. It's a very dramatic amount of grain, very prominent grain because of that Latigo tannage. And then with the application of the wax on top of the Latigo, it gives it a really pronounced grain. So looking at the Capone money clip here, all the Brown Cypress on the outside as well as Brown Cypress on the inside. The interesting thing about this Brown Cypress is I'm noticing on the reverse side of this leather, it's a little bit more of like an orangey tan. And it's a really nice complement to the brown color. We've also included on this Capone money clip an antique brass spring bar money clip. Moving on up in size just a little bit, this is our Tony the Ant model. And Tony the Ant has this exterior bill slot. This does not fit all paper currency in the world. It was designed with US dollars in mind. If you use some larger euros or larger yen, it sticks up just above this thumb notch a couple of millimeters, which is not ideal. But we do have the Fat Herby coming up next that will fit all the world's paper currency. So inside of the Tony the Ant here, we have 4 card slots. The larger 2 card slots underneath, this will fit US dollars folded in half as well, but you can put credit cards in there too. For me, I like to put up to 4 cards in each of these slots. Up next is the Fat Herby wallet. This is the wallet style that I choose to wear, and I'm wearing one currently. The Fat Herby is really nice for carrying paper currency from all over the world. Everything fits inside of this really easily accessible bill slot. And the way that I've just opened the bill slot there is really easy to use. I find this to be the easiest wallet to get cash inside and out of. You can also slip a passport in one of the back sides if needed. It does touch right to the top of the wallet if you put a passport in there, so it's not necessarily designed with the passport in mind. On the inside we have 4 card holders, and this is what makes the Fat Herby unique. None of these card holders are stacked on top of each other. And for that reason, when you load it up, even with 4 cards inside of each of these slots, the wallet tends to lay very flat, which is why I prefer the Fat Herby for a back pocket wallet. Up next is a fan favorite design that we've included by request. We started doing this about a year ago. This is our Moran wallet. It's very much a minimalist style. It's about the size of a deck of cards, which is perfectly handheld. It's also really nice in a front pocket. So you'll notice on the outside of the Moran here, there is no bill slot, which makes it a little bit more of a minimalist style. And on the interior, we have these vertical card slots. So there's 2 card slots on the left, 2 on the right, and then there's 2 larger hidden slots, one under the left side as well as one under the right side. You can put folded cash underneath each of those. Up next is our traditional Moran with our traditional card layout. You can see on the outside, again, no bill slot on this guy. You can see a little bit of the pull-up from that Brown Cypress coming through. Here's a look at the card slots on the interior. I find these card holders to be a little bit more easily accessible because they're a little bit wider. I find it just to be a little better to get my cards in and out of. I think a lot of people are really enjoying the aesthetic of the vertical card slots. It's a little harder to use, but there's also one additional slot on each side. I do think whether you choose the vertical card slot bugs or the traditional Moran, both of them will hold about the same amount of stuff, although you will be stacking more cards in the traditional card layout here. Up next is the Frank the Enforcer. This is one of our only styles that does not fold in half. Frank the Enforcer has 2 card slots on the front, 1 card slot on the back with a thumb notch, and then a larger slot in the center. This center slot is perfect for holding cash, but you have to fold it in half. It will fit US dollars folded in half. Let's take a look at the cypress here. I'm going to spin it around. You'll notice there's a little bit of a color range in this leather. It's almost like a deeper reddish brown, very, very beautiful shade. And then all the edges are nicely matched in color. Let me give you a look at the back side of this again. And last but not least, we've been selling out of our one-shot card cases, and we thought that the one-shot card case would be a really great way to introduce this brand new leather to you. And it's the most inexpensive way for us to get leather into your hands. So one-shot card cases, we've been having a tough time keeping in stock on all of our normal leathers, but we do have some available right now in this brand new brown cypress. You can see this interesting cross section here. I really enjoy the contrast of that lighter orangey tan color on the flesh side of the leather with the darker brown on the grain side. It's a really beautiful complement to each other. But the other thing that we asked the tannery to do for us is to fill in that reverse side, the flesh side of the leather, with a little bit of a resin finish coat. And you can see that finish a little bit easier on the Fat Herby here, a little bit more filled in, flat and smooth. It does have a little bit of a luster. That little bit of extra resin on the flesh side of the leather does help keep the cards in place. It will actually stick in place just with that little bit of extra finish. So a lot of extra attention has gone into making this custom leather for us. It's something that we've been developing alongside Horween for about 2 years now. So we're finally able to release it, and we couldn't be more excited. If you have any questions about the brand new brown cypress, definitely let me know. And again, all of these items are now available on our website, ashlandleather.com. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Until next time, I hope you have a good one.